Hey, what's up guys? It's SirTagCR, and today we're back again with my favorite giant miner deck in Clash Royale right now. Because of the incredibly quick cycle with bats, skeletons, log, and zap, you're always able to cycle multiple skeleton dragons on the map. And on top of that, if your opponent's got a bait deck, you're gonna have so much splash damage with the skeleton dragon and the removal of the zap and the log, and then also the miner to chip away on princesses and dark goblins. So it really wouldn't be fair for your opponent, and it will be an automatic win against any bait deck. Giant miner decks are the best type of giant deck in Clash Royale. The reason is, if your opponent doesn't let you break through their Inferno towers or whatever defensive structure they have with the giant, you can always get chip damage with your miner, log, and zap to finish off games. So let's go jump straight into some games and assert some dominance with one of the new best giant decks. And a huge shout out to all of you guys that are supporting me with creator code SirTag in any Supercell game. All money made from creator code SirTag goes directly back into the channel with all the new improvements to the setup and the editing. I really appreciate all of the support. All right, we got a game, and this guy's just gonna go in for a lava hound. Why are you doing this to me, brother? What are you gonna do? So we can go in for the skeleton dragons if you want to drop any type of bait card, and we're gonna be able to shut down those barbarians, and we can go for a miner immediately after. So that's what we want to do. Skeleton dragons are not getting hit by the tower. They're gonna force out so much elixir, and maybe I can get away with bats because he doesn't want a tower trade. You definitely don't want a tower trade here. Oh, you're gonna try a tower trade. The skeleton dragons do way too much damage. What are you thinking, man? You're gonna go for mega minion as well. So that's a lot of elixir. We can go for a prince on the other side, and he's not gonna have any elixir for the prince. The prince is going to go penetrate through, get a ton of damage, and overall, we're going to have more damage than him. He's going to go in for a goblin cage brawler, but dude, the goblin cage brawler is going to give you counter push in the lane that you don't want, and now you don't even have a building, so I can just go in for a giant. So you don't have a building, you don't have barbarians. What do? How do you defend this?
I can't.
I don't think there's a way. We can go for skeleton dragon, we go for giant. Because this deck has such a fast cycle, your opponent will be perpetually confused, and they won't know what to do if they don't have their cards in cycle. So he doesn't have barbs, doesn't have goblin cage, he loses his tower, he's forced to poison. So the poison doesn't give you counter pressure. You're going to want to go in for like a lava hound afterward. And overall, we're in a better spot than him after that. So cool stuff, right guys? So we can go for miner and skeletons if he lava hounds. So then we force out more elixir from this dude. We're dropping in the safe spot. Maybe we get barbarians. That'd be so dope if we got barbarians. So then we could go in for bats. Okay. So remember, he's got baby dragon, right? He just used zap. So when we go for bats, I expect him to fully go in for a baby dragon. So what I want to do is I want to go for bats, and then I want to go in for a giant. So then the baby dragon locks onto that instead, and then he's not going to be able to kill the bats. So despite this being like 2 elixir and wasting the 5 on the 4 elixir baby dragon, the lava hound's 7, and we drop 2 elixir bats, and that's what we call value, my dudes. You have to be so innovative with this deck and just be creative on your feet, because you know what? It's got a lot of offensive capabilities, but if you try to go same lane into your opponent and don't really do anything, you're going to lose the game. So that's one of the #1 rules that you're going to see consistently with this deck time and time again. So you want to go in for skeleton, so we go and pull the mega minion into the prince, as you guys are about to see, like being creative with that, so then I don't have to worry about the mega minion anymore. Super, super important stuff. He missed one of the bats. I feel like this is a reoccurring theme of events. Like, people consistently do that, man. And I don't know how or why, but it happens all the time. So we can go for a prince, and yeah, that's going to be difficult for you to deal with. If I go in for a miner as well, and then go in for bats, we've got a giant prince coming in, pummeling your tower, and the prince is going to be on the 3 crown as well. Oh my goodness. Can I cycle back to another giant because you're not back? You're definitely not back. There's no chance that you're back to the cage. So the giant's coming through. We're going to get more elixir out of you. The giant almost gets a hit, but it doesn't. That's unfortunate. So want to go in for a miner in the safe spot again because he's not going to have miner. He's not going to have an answer to us. We can go for bats, go in for skeletons. I think that we just go in for a defense here because otherwise the barbarians take my tower. So going to go and do that. And then we'll go in for a skeleton dragon if we need to, but he can't miner on top of us, which is a dank meme for sure. I'm going to wait for that to lock onto the prince. Then we go in for the skeleton dragons. And then we can go in for a miner. We can go in for a zap, and we can go for bats. Definitely want to go for bats here. And we can zap here. You thought they were going to go in the back. Wait, the prince.
I am inevitable.
The prince at 0 HP to the tower. I didn't even see that happen. I love this deck, man. I really just love the craziness. There's so much insanity in that game, and I could not keep track of it. I was just perplexed perpetually. All right, we got a game here. We're going to sauce out a good luck, and we're going to see what's up. What are you going to have, my dude? So if I go for a miner, you're just going to go and stop it. So I want to go for a log if I can, especially when I have so many small spells. I have answers to your bridge spam bait cards, brother. So I'm not too scared. I'm going to go for a miner on the right. He's going to catch it for sure. Oh, he's dropping skeletons, and he doesn't catch it. We're going to go for a zap for extra chip damage. Let's go. Oh, Ice Golem Hog. Oh, my goodness. So if you're going to have Ice Golem Hog, can we push the Hog Rider away? Yes, the Skeletons maneuvered the Hog Rider away from the Ice Golem. Let's go. Can we get a Giant down and then have the Prince not go ahead? That'd be ideal. Oh my gosh, can we go and kill the Musketeer as well? If we can do that, I'd be so stoked. The Giant's going on top of the tower. No way, man. The Prince might be able to put that in vicinity that I can just log it. That's clean. That is really clean stuff. So I can log to get more chip damage, or I could go for Bats Minor. I think Bats Minor might be the play, but you never know. The Bats Minor is going to bait out an Ice Golem, or it's going to bait out an Ice Spirit. If we bait out the Ice Golem, then he doesn't have it in cycle for his Hog Rider push, so he's not going to have a tank for the Hogs. So it's going to do less damage. I can go for Skeletons here. I can get ready for his Hog, and we're going to get ready and raring to go with our Prince. So we're going to drop that now. We're going to log. Hopefully we can hit the Ice Spirit so that he doesn't freeze the Prince. If the Prince is able to shut down with only one hit on the tower. He's going to log. Really well played. Yeah, he's actually a good player. Got to give our opponent credit when credit is due. But the Musketeer takes enough damage that I won't have to drop Bats and Miners. So I can go and slow roll a Giant in the back. So the difficulty in this matchup is if I try to outcycle him with my Skeleton Dragons, they're just going to get fireballed. I want him to fireball on defense so then I can do that on my own volition. I want to go in for my own Skeleton Dragons without being forced to do it on defense where he can just fireball me.
I'm in charge now.
So I'm going to go for a Miner first and foremost because I can just zap the Skeletons. We'll see if he does a Musketeer. He's going to Hog. Oh, okay. I think he meant to drop Musketeer. He definitely meant to drop Musketeer there. But yeah, he's playing pretty crazy. He's at 8 wins in a Grand Challenge, and he just did that. Can we cycle another Giant? So we have 2 Giants on the field. Usually this doesn't work out, but we'll see if we can make it work. We're going to go in for a Miner yet again. He's going to go for Skeletons to shut down the Prince. He doesn't have anything for that. We can go for a Log, and we can go for Bats. Unless he fireballs them, the Bats should be able to shut down the Hog Rider without a single hit. All right, cool. So the Giant isn't going to get damage. I need to go and slow roll a Prince because he's going to go in for a Hog Rider most likely. I could zap that. I think I could have killed the Muskie. It's hard to say definitively, but I was thinking that it could. He's going to Log, so we're going to go in for a Giant in front, and we're going to keep it alive, and we can zap as well just to go and finish everything off. We're going to go for Skeletons here. The Prince is going to go backward, but he's not going to be able to finish that off. He's going to Fireball. Wait. He just Fireballed. We can go for Prince Skeleton Dragon. Guys, this is where we win the game. If we win, it's just because of that Fireball. We're going to go in for a Miner in front. I think that the Skeleton Dragon is going to lock on with 7 seconds left. Can we assert the dominance? I need to go for a Log, and I need to zap the Hog Rider. Stop it. Stun it. Push it back and wreck him. Let's go. So that matchup is actually not good for us because he's just able to Fireball cycle away on top of the Skeleton Dragons, so they're kind of useless. And that was later in a Grand Challenge, and we still found a way to win. That's incredible. Let's move on to the next one, and let's keep asserting dominance against matchups that are really fun. All right, we got a game here. We're going to sauce out a good luck, and this guy's going right in there. He's being crazy. So we need to go for a Zap and a Bats to deny all damage to make sure that the Ice Spirit doesn't connect to our Sacred Shrine. Unfortunately, I don't have a Miner. I would go in with those Bats. I would try to assert some dominance, lay down the smackdown, but it's not allowed. I still don't even have Miner. So usually when I defend with Bats or Skeletons, I'm always going in. He's going to go for a Log on the Skele. He's really well played, so he's got fast fingers, man. He's got nice reaction time. I'm going to go in for a Skeleton Dragon, and then we can also go for a Giant here. And finally, we're able to make a counter push. Usually this deck has some of the best card cycles possible, but man, it just wasn't vibing with me today. I'm going to go for a Zap to make sure that we reset the Inferno Tower. Maybe we can get some Skeleton Dragon chip while the Giant tanks a little bit longer. Or bare minimum, we're going to be able to kill the Knight. So that was okay. Maybe the Zap was a bit of an overcommitment. It's fine, though. We'll go in for Prince in the back, and then we'll go in for Skeletons if he goes in for a Goblin Barrel. And then we'll be able to shut it down without taking that much damage. And then we'll be able to counter push with the Miner. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to go for Skeletons and Prince, like I said before, right? That's what we want to do. We only take like 1 hit. And then we can go in for a Miner. We can go in for Bats, and we can log the Princess. So if we log the Princess and have the Princess target the Miner, so then we can go for a Zap on top of the Goblin Gang, we just win the game. Because the Bats connect to the tower, and there's no way for him to stop it. So with this deck, if you're able to log the Princess and get your Bats onto your opponent's tower, the game is effectively over. Super important to pull off that interaction if you can make it happen. So, what are you doing, dude? Are you going to spam me? Are you going to play aggressive? Doesn't really matter to me because we're always able to go and counter push with the Prince and save our log. I love doing that interaction. So, obviously, if I go in for a Prince, it's going to be more difficult for him to deal with. Giant, he just shuts it down with an Inferno Tower. Another thing that you guys can do is you can slow roll a Giant, and then you go in for a Miner, and then you zap their Goblin Gang or whatever, and you just chip away while they go in for Inferno Towers on the Giant. And because it's an even trade every single time, well, you're just getting extra HP on your Miner, essentially, because both the tower and the Inferno Tower are focusing on top of the Giant. As you guys are seeing, they're focused on the Giant instead. Super clean stuff. So what I want to do is I just want to go in for Prince in the back and slow roll that. I can go for bats, or I could actually log because, or go skeletons because he doesn't have log. If he has log, then I can't do the skeletons, but I know the skeletons will reliably finish off the princess. Yet again, we go for another miner. We're saving the log this time so we don't lose. And I'm just going to go in for a zap on top of the Goblin Gang instead of anything else. Wait, he's going to go Ice Spirit and then Goblin Gang on the prince. Yo, he didn't even have elixir because he dropped the princess in the right. As you guys can see, if you ever play against log bait, easy wins. It's not even a contest here. Yeah, he just gave up, man. 7 seconds remaining. There's nothing that he can do.
Leave me alone.
GG, well played, and peace out, brother. Pleasure playing against you and asserting dominance, dude. So, if you ever play against logbait, automatic win, especially if you do that prince trick that I just showed. So, we're going to go for a miner here to open up the game, and this guy goes Golem in the back first play. Unfortunately, we don't have our prince. We would go for a giant prince in the right. We would try to make something happen there, but we're going for skeleton dragons because I think he's going to drop something to the skeleton dragons because we'll be able to finish off. So, yeah, rather not go for a prince on top of a lumberjack. He's not going to be able to kill the skeleton dragons with anything really that's going to give him counter pressure. So he's going to go in for a poison instead. So he could have went in for his own skeleton dragons or baby dragon or something, but he's not able to support the golem because he just dropped lumberjack and poison, dropping all of his elixir there. Oh my gosh, dude. We can go for bats and finish off the ceiling fan as well. What a great start to the game. The dude goes in for a golem. He gets a ton of damage on us, but now the counter pressure is going to be astronomical for us, right? We can go in for a miner and go in for a prince. The prince is going to be able to kill the night witch, and we can go in for a zap, so then the bats are going to die as well. And then the prince is going to kill the barbaro, and the miner's still tanking, so we get a connection. Yeah! Let's go, guys. That's what you want to see. The prince's lance is too thick and too strong for this man. He wasn't ready. That zap, you have to have a prepared mind. You're like, okay, I know this interaction. I'm going to zap the bats, so then we get the prince connection because we knew that the miner was going to tank. Super important stuff. We're going to go in for another giant here. Remember, he went for a poison last time. Dude, you're going to have to poison yet again. But if you poison, then you're not going to be able to kill the skeleton dragons for a while. Oh my gosh, you're going for a baby dragon. That means we can go for bats and finish off the baby dragon with the skeleton dragon. Oh my goodness. This deck is broken. Even when you play against a Golem Barbut deck with Lumberjack. So he has a plethora of answers to your bridge spam with Giant. But man, doesn't matter. We might be able to win this right here, right now. He's going to Golem in the back. So what do we want to do? If he Golems in the back, I kind of want to go for a Prince and a Mire. So we take the left-hand tower. Force out Elixir. Yeah. So we knew he was going to Golem in the back. I had the foresight to predict that because these crazy players, they all play the same.
Predictable. Predictable?
The one thing that's predictable is that they're going to be crazy. So I want to go in for a Skeleton Dragon in the back in the same lane as the Golem, and I think we should be able to shut this down. It is difficult to defend against Golem pushes when they have a lot coming at you and you're running Giant, because the Giant is going to be lower HP than the Golem, so all their supporting cards should, in theory, stay alive longer than yours, and then they might be able to win those interactions. However, if the Prince is able to tank for the Skeleton Dragons and we lose one tower, the second tower is going to be infinitely harder for him to focus down. So the Prince is still alive at 1 HP to finish off the Golem. No way. Are we going to defend that tower and not lose a tower? Is this possible right now? I don't know, guys. We're going to go for a Prince and try to assert dominance to the highest degree and 3-crown him because he just went Golem at the river. That's 8 elixir, my dude. I don't think you can do that. Who taught you finances, brother? What are you doing? What investment was that? GG, well played, and peace out. He definitely just had the entire stock market tank on him right there, and he didn't get anything from that investment of the Golem. We got a game, guys. We're going to go for skeletons in the back, and we're going to see what's up. What is happening? This guy's a sad panda already out of the gate after seeing skeletons? What are you doing, dude? Why are you upset about skellies? We can just go for a log, and he's going to go for a Dark Prince. So when you see Dark Prince, I expect it to probably be a beatdown deck. Could be Graveyard, though, with Skeleton Dragon. It's really, really strong, but I think it's probably going to be a beatdown deck. So he's going to have Mega Minion, and he's going to have Dark Prince. Could be a Golem deck, or it could be Graveyard with Skeleton Dragon. So it's going to be one or the other. He's going to go for Barbaro. He's going to try to pull back the Prince. Oh my gosh, I thought we were going to get damaged. I was so optimistic there. Anyway, the Baby Dragon's going to be able to splash onto that. It's going to be able to kill it, but it's okay. Baby Dragon is going to trade evenly for us. 4 for 4, we take those trades any day of the week. So what are you going to have, my dude? You're going to have Night Witch. So judging by my really bad card cycle, I think I have to go Giant. And maybe he'll drop something on that we can distract with, like skeletons or maybe bats after. Oh my goodness. What are you doing, dude? Why are you like this? Why are you this way?
Why are you the way that you are?
Oh my goodness. So I have to go for Prince to go and pull the Night Witch out of the way. If we can go and isolate the Night Witch and finish that off with bats and zap, then I think that we won't have to spend too much elixir after. Okay, we have to zap that now or the Prince dies. 1 HP! Oh my goodness. He's going to bar barrel me though. Okay. So the prince still gets destroyed, absolutely annihilated. And we are going to go and split our skeleton dragons. I think if we miner on the left with one of them, that'd be ideal. Oh, are they both going to go on the right? Why you like this skeleton dragon? I guess we're going to miner with it just to bait out more elixir so he doesn't ignore it completely. He's going to go in for Dark Prince. I think the Dark Prince gets damaged down to the point that way we won't have to spend any elixir on it. So that's good. 3 for 4 trade, we'll take it. If you count the skeleton dragon as no elixir spent because it was already spent on top of the golem. So it was okay. We'll take it. I think he's just going to golem in the back though. So I want to go for giant and I want to go, oh, all right. That's completely different. This is fine because I can go for a giant and I can go for bats and finish that off. And then your baby dragon doesn't take my tower. So we're fine with this. This is good stuff. We can go in for a prince charge on the right?
No!
Please? Do we not get a charge? That's unbelievable. He's trying to defend everything and play aggressive at the same time, which as a golem player, I don't think that's a good play. You should need to be dropping golems in the back to actually get meaningful offenses. Otherwise, we're going to outcycle your tornado. We're going to get the giant on top of the tower. And then we can go for a prince on the right-hand side. If he tornadoes this, we just go bats on the right. Oh my gosh. Guys, the tower on the right. What do you have for the prince plus bats? Your full HP tower, or what it was a full HP tower, is definitely not going to be that anymore, my dude. So we should have zapped the tower. I don't know why I didn't zap the tower. It's kind of a meme. Anyway, we can go for a miner. We can go in for a log. And we'll win this game with just one zap. And yeah, the giant hit. So GG and well played, brother. Looks like you're probably going to be able to take our tower out with lightning. I'm not going to spend elixir trying to defend that. I'm just going to go in the left-hand side and finish it off, brother. Full HP for us and a dream. All we got to do is go for a giant plus prince, and it's really hard for him to adequately defend a prince. If we're able to get a miner on top of the tower as well, so the prince is going to be able to get tanked for a little bit longer, then we can get some nice juicy prince damage. Also, I think if the giant just gets one more hit, we win, so it doesn't really matter. Prince or giant hit, whichever one, pick your poison, my dude. And GG. So one thing that you guys noticed is I played really aggressive in this matchup. Super important to not play defensive when your opponent's running golem and you have giant because they have a heavier tank. Their support cards are going to stay alive longer if you go in the same lane as them. And I never was about that life. We mixed it up, went opposite lane, and asserted dominance. And that's what you got to do. Also, I don't even want to talk about how I missed that zap earlier. That was kind of a meme. We're just going to say that it never happened, okay?